Hey, good morning, sports fans. Louis Diamond back in our Las Vegas handicapping studios, and it is Sunday Fun Day. And you've been following us on Sundays. It's certainly been some fun days because we've been cashing some tickets. And yesterday, once again, we cashed for you. We're going to do it again for you again this morning. Nice angle of the day hits again with Northwestern. We had Northwestern plus the 7.5, and we had Northwestern on the money line. Boy, I hope you took advantage of it. Today's your first day joining us. Don't worry, plenty more winners where those came from, and we got some more for you today. I'm joined here with our master weekend capper, Mr. Tony Gulledge. Good morning to you, Tony.
Hey, good morning, Lou. I just want to mention the Bookie Buster winning streak ended at 5 yesterday. I had Appalachian State with a good number. Some people would probably consider that a bad beat. Coastal Carolina with a interception return with about a minute left. I think about 95% of the time you would just fall down and then take a knee and win the game. But the kid weaved through traffic and scored. It was kind of ridiculous, but that's the way the streak ended on the Bookie Buster. Good news. The key releases went 2-1, solid wins. Northwestern and Oklahoma, both big time covering the spread. Loser was NC State, won but did not cover at home against Liberty. On the show yesterday, we gave out 2 losers, NC State and Ohio State, but we gave out 5 winners, Lou. Northwestern, Oklahoma, Iowa, LSU, and Illinois. So on the show yesterday, we went 5-2. See how we come back, bounce back with the Bookie Buster today. But give out a lot of winners here today.
All right. Yes, Coastal Carolina, a lot of big scoring plays, that kind of nipped you there.
Yeah, Appalachian State, I thought Appalachian State played a solid game. They controlled the flow like I expected with their big offensive line. They had one running back that had 180 yards on 27 carries, and they had another running back that had to be getting close to 100 yards as he kept getting good runs. So for 95% of the game, Appalachian State within the point spread looked really good, even as they got down to the final minute. I will give Coastal Carolina credit. Their defense in the fourth quarter got a little better. They started being aggressive and blitzing, and I think that caught Appalachian State off guard. And their quarterback made the mistakes in the final couple minutes where I thought it might be the youngster from Coastal. Good job, Coastal, and I'll take my lumps and move on with that one.
All right. So you said we had NC State, and I do have to correct you as I
gave out NC State.
I know you did. So, but I rode that Liberty train again yesterday, and it was a nice win. Had him on the teaser, which I talked about on the show, but I also had him on the money line, and that blocked field goal really got me. So I had him on the money line with Illinois in a money line parlay. It's actually, I got a few money lines in there, but Illinois hits for me at plus 550 yesterday, which was a nice little score. So we had a great day yesterday. We had a great day Friday. We really had a great week. The only miss on the angle was the Buffalo game on Tuesday night. Like I said, I got another angle for us here today. But before I get into that angle, let's get into the first game on our schedule in the NFL today. It's kind of a shit game, but it could be a decent game. Could be meaningful here. But interconference. So Eagles are at the Browns. Browns open up a 2-point favorite. Line is now 2.5. 47 was a total, down to 45.5. Not much weather to talk about. There's definitely some rain. 41 degrees. And Eagles and Browns. I'll start us off, Tony.
Right away, I like the Browns in this game. I think looking at their schedule last week, 10-7, I think the Gamblers got busted by the hook as Cleveland didn't score in the final. They basically took a knee at the goal line. That always kind of hurts. Philadelphia lost to the Giants. I was on the Giants but didn't play the other game. Handicapping angle-wise, I think Cleveland can take advantage of their schedule here and try to make a run at this. They got Philly, Jacksonville, Tennessee, and the Giants at the end of the season. So they've got plenty of chances here to win games. I'm not one to really trust Cleveland. And if you look at their last 2 games, 16-6 lost and 10-7 wins. So they scored 16 points in 2 games, and they're 1-1. I think they're finding the right opponent. Cincinnati was able to get a tie with Philadelphia. Obviously, I think Cleveland's a couple points better at least. I think the number's fair, and I like it. I'm going to play Cleveland in this first game.
All right, Cleveland, short of the field goal, -2.5 seems like the logical way to play. Cleveland should be the better ball club on the field today, and it should be more than 2.5. But I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to roll with the Browns on the teaser because I'm going to be able to get them as high as getting over that over the 3, and maybe I'll even catch a 4 on that one as well. So I'll roll with them on the teaser. You'll roll with them on the Browns, and we shall roll into our next game of the day, and that's the Patriots and the Texans. And, I picked this game out because I really feel like this is an opportunity, and it's a tough opportunity to take because New England is a tough horse to back right now. But, I've been against these Texans since the beginning of the season, and I feel they are kind of packing it in, even though they did play the Browns. Didn't work for me well last week, but that was a bad beat. But I believe the Patriots are a play here today. And why is this number at 49? Doesn't the under seem like it's got some love? Like you got to jump on it, Tom? What do you think?
I think maybe the defense of Texans has not been very consistent. For me here, I do like New England. I think I'm going in my mind, the Buffalo game where Cam Newton fumbled, he was damn near in tears, right? The next game, They lost 24-21. The next game, they looked like they were about to get beat by the Jets. I mean, it looked bleak, and they pulled it out. Cam drove them down, and they pulled that out. And then last week, in a terrible rain condition, Cam Newton led them to a big win in prime time over Baltimore. I think perhaps the ignition has finally get started. You're never going to get a lot of flash from a team that Cam Newton leads. It's going to be take what they give you, move the ball down the field, but it can be very effective. It allows your defense to rest. It wears the other team's defense out. And if you play it mistake-free, you can win. You can get a lot of wins with this style of play if your defense backs it up with consistent play. And I think that's what you might see here today. I don't trust Houston. The one time I've hit them hard this year was the Jacksonville game where they did cash. That there was a couple weeks there where I was just fading Jacksonville. That's the only really time I've trusted Houston, and I don't trust them here today. Last home game, 35-20, lost to Green Bay. They just don't look good. Their defense just doesn't look good at home for some reason. The games I watched at home, I don't trust their defense. That total could be tricky. I could see it getting close. You're talking mid-20s for each team. I could see it getting there. So for me, I think the safer play, and the play I'm going with today, is I'm taking New England to get the cover.
Yeah, I think we got an alignment here. I believe New England's got to be the play. You give me Belichick, only -1.5. He's still a playoff contender. Don't you get fooled. So,
right. I think they're still in this, Lou. It's not over yet.
Absolutely. They are definitely in the thick of it. They still got
5 losses.
Buffalo.
I look at those losses. I see 5 losses. To me, that means they can win 11 games. It's not likely, but, they're going to keep kind of organization that's going to keep plugging away. It would certainly be a mistake to say that they're done at this point. And this is the kind of game, though, that you have to win. If you're going to move forward and work toward the playoffs, you certainly need to win this game today.
Absolutely. And Texans 1-9-1 against the number following a cover. And they're also 1-7 their last 8 games as an underdog.
I saw that too. Yeah, they're not good backing up a cover, which they got the lucky cover last week. Yeah, situation-wise, it is not a good spot for Houston here.
I definitely agree with you there. So we got an alignment with the New England Patriots. I like the under a little bit. So Patriots, guys, take a little advantage of that. I believe they're worthy of a teaser play as well with them Cleveland Browns. And now we got the Packers and the Colts. We touched on it a little bit during one of the shows you were in here. I think it was Friday. And I'll tell you, Tony, between Paul Bovi and Ross and Chip, they convinced me Indianapolis is the side. So I jumped on them. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I was actually on this show, dude. We did talk about this game, and I think we all agreed that the Colts, situation wise, catching them. Uh, the only holdback I had is the Colts aren't great at covering at home recently, but I still see this as a situation where Green Bay is going to face a tough defense. And I noted before that Green Bay is progressively getting worse, by the eye. They're not getting better as the season goes on. And that performance against Jacksonville, although they get the win, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. But there were several key situations, third and fourth down plays, where they weren't looking good, and they struggled to get the win against a pretty bad Jacksonville team. Colts going to get a solid defensive effort from them, I do believe, and the Green Bay defense isn't shut down. So I see this as a great situation. The line is kind of, I would say almost misleading here, but I think it's favoring the right team. Colts get the win at home.
All right. As I said on that show as well, geez, Tony, I forgot you were there. I guess that we did that on Thursday. The days blend together, buddy. Yeah, so I will agree with all of you gentlemen on the Colts play, as you guys sold me. So I definitely made a move on that. So we have an alignment with the Colts. Well, they aligned and I jumped on board. And let's go to the next game. Let's see if we can grab some other winners here. My boy Joe Burrow is in the house, and he is a small little 1-point dog to them Washington Redskins. And now we got the number 1 pick in Joe Burrow against the number 2 pick and the defensive end Chase Young. So does Young get to Burrow today, or does Burrow through? So you know me, I'm going to feel that I got to back Burrow in this scenario after Pittsburgh, big loss, and they kind of got beat up pretty good. Thinking they bounced back against this Washington team, but this Washington team seems to have a little fight left in them. I think it's a tough game, so I will grab Cincinnati on the teaser. What about you, Tony?
Yeah, the great spot for the Bengals here, Lou. Noted before, and I have it in my notes, that almost an exact situation set up as their only other game that they didn't have any chance of winning was the Baltimore Ravens loss earlier, 27-3. The next game on the road at Philadelphia, they got the 23-23 tie, easily covering the spread in that situation. I view this as a very similar spot. Redskins offense can't match what the Bengals can produce on offense, I don't feel. The only thing that may be a little trepidatious is the Redskins' pass defense really isn't that bad. Decent covers. They do a pretty good job, and I think statistically they're pretty good against the pass. But I think as the game, if they play Alex Smith, this guy, a roll of quarters for a leg, man, a steel rod where his leg used to be. He's a dink and duck artist. I think that's going to play into Cincinnati's hands over the course of the game. Perhaps they can be a little aggressive, maybe pick him off once or twice. Who knows? But I think at the end of the game, I think it's Bengals offense puts up enough points that the football team can't hang in. I like the Bengals to get the win here.
The football team. Yes, I still call them the Redskins. I don't know. I'm not getting into it. So, all right. So we definitely think we both are in a little bit of alignment here. Mr. Joe Burrow will cash us a ticket here today. I'm more so on the teaser. I like to be a little safer when I'm playing with sub-level teams, I guess. Asking them to do a little bit less when you're asking them to do more. All right, so that will bring us to our angle of the day. Yes, sir. We have 5 out of 6 winners on this angle, and you're going to really have to plug your nose on this angle here today. Eugene, why don't you toss that up as I read it to the viewers? We have Pittsburgh is at Jacksonville. Jacksonville is currently a 10.5-point favorite, and Jacksonville coming off a 24-20 loss to Green Bay, while Pittsburgh is coming off a 36-10 win over Cincinnati and covered as a 6.5-point favorite. Pittsburgh enters this week with a 9-0 record. What does all that mean? Well, it means this. Any non-division home underdog that is of 10 to 13 points, which is Jacksonville, that is coming off a non-division loss, versus an opponent with a win percentage of 666 or better. Dun, dun, dun. That would be Pittsburgh. And that opponent is coming off a straight-up win and ATS win. That resulted in those games and those 100 home underdogs going 16-0 since 1982. Perfect record, guys. Plug your nose on Jacksonville plus a 10.5 today. Now, furthermore, just like yesterday, we cashed that money line ticket, but that was a lot stronger with Northwestern on the money line. Here we got that double-digit home dog is 10 from 10 to 13 is 6, 9, and 1 straight up during those contests. So there's value in that dog. Yes, that only covers 33% of the time. I'm sorry, 40% of the time. Sorry, my bad. I'm just doing it off the top of my head. And but thank you for being there, Tony. So Jacksonville seems to be a play today, but it most definitely is the angle of the day. Thoughts on that one, Tony?
Yeah, the thing that scares me only about that angle and that play is that Jacksonville covered last week. If Jacksonville had got popped by Green Bay, I would be all over it. I laid off this game, but I've certainly goes back 25, 30 years, Lou. Anytime you get past the midway point of the NFL season and you just bet against undefeated teams. You don't bet on them because the line value is completely gone. So I basically kind of agree with this angle that Jacksonville is the right side to play.
Okay, very interesting. Yes, the Green Bay game. So that might put a little bit of something in there because, yes, they had to bring the A game and they brought it last week and they just couldn't complete the job. So, but maybe they say, hey, we got close last week. Let's go for it again today. So, but so we will see. But I got to throw them in on the teaser and I got to play Jacksonville because these angles are kind of hitting. They're warm. So, and I don't like Pittsburgh.
They're starting to make me question, what I'm doing. I like big angle. I'm not a huge trend guy like that, but when you start showing results where I'm actually tangibly seeing these games starting to win, hey, I'm starting to come around to it, Lou.
There you go. No, these are not trends. These are angles. Ross will correct during the week. That's right. So team trends, we got a trend of what's going on, and angle is all of the mumbo jumbo that has nothing to do with coaches and players. It has everything to do with the psychological mindset of a locker room. I guess is probably my best way to explain that. So Jacksonville is your angle of the day, plus 10.5. I got them in my teasers. I recommend you do the same thing here today. Next game on the schedule is a revenge game. We got the Titans against the Ravens. Titans knocked the Ravens out last year of the playoffs, sent them packing. So they've had a lot of time to think about this rematch. But are they in position for this rematch? Everything kind of leans towards the Titans with that exception of the revenge. Give me some thoughts on this one, Tom.
Yeah, I think the way that Baltimore got I think they felt embarrassed, even though it was a driving rainstorm at the end in New England, kind of made it tough for them to get good footing to try to win the game. I think this is a good spot to take Baltimore back home. The only apprehensive part was Tennessee taking that brutal loss at home. It's not an easy game to handicap, Lou, but I think with that revenge, it really does matter. They gave up damn near 200 yards to Derrick Henry in a playoff loss. You've got to have that. Almost you would think it gets circled on the calendar when something like that happens. You say, yeah, here comes Tennessee. We're ready for them. I'm really just going to play this more on my instinct as a gambler that Baltimore will find a way to push back this Tennessee. And it's going to be with their defense. Expect a big game from Baltimore's defense where they weren't able to really get the key stops against New England. I think they do get the key stops at home against Tennessee, and they find a way to make this number. Baltimore, for me, is the play.
I don't know. I definitely can't do the Baltimore thing. I can't even do them on the teaser right now. They're just not impressing me enough. And Tennessee isn't doing it like last year for me either, because I was all over Tennessee in that matchup. I can't be all over Tennessee here right now. But I think that the point's got to be the value. I definitely got to believe Tennessee on the teaser. Now, I do have them on a teaser here today, so I will be using it that way. I will say this about this total: 6-0-1 to the under in Baltimore, and 9-3-1 the last 13 meetings. I don't know. This is a different year, so I don't want to follow just that trend right there. And I certainly not a big fan of figuring out a way to play an NFL game under right now. So, but all right, there we go with that game. Now let's get on to our next game on the schedule. And this one, I'm keying. I got this keyed in a teaser. And it's the Cowboys are at Minnesota. Minnesota down to a 7-point favorite, opened up a 10-point favorite. And total is 47. I'm not seeing it. I am not seeing, how Minnesota doesn't crush this team here today. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, I'm kind of a mathematics and situations guy. Minnesota Vikings winners of 3 straight, can't look any better. 2 of them on the road, Green Bay, Chicago. So they had the divisional games. Now they get 4 straight games, non-division opponents. I'm just glancing at it now, starting with this game at home today. You wonder if they're going to take a breather. This is a terrible handicapping spot if you're viewing the Vikings. They're really looking good. They played good 3 straight games. Got Dalvin Cook, got the offense going back. On the flip side, you have the Cowboys, and I've spoke to this several times. They started the season 0-8 against the spread. Since then, the 2 games, if you look at the way they went to 0-9, it took a miracle scoop fumble against the Eagles. I had Dallas in, and I took Dallas last week against Pittsburgh. I'm a kind of a percentage and long-term view guy here, Lou. You know how I feel. I'm going to fight to probably the a little bit says something as well. Like you say, why is the line not skyrocket? Why is it coming from 10 to 7 and not from 10 to 12? I think it's because the more the real gamblers like me that's been in this 30 years, that when you kick the tires several times, it's a team like the Cowboys in this spot that somehow manages to cover this spread. It's not a big play for me, but it is on my card. I like Dallas to get the cover. Mathematically speaking, I think it was teams that started the season 0-7 against the spread or 43-26 against the spread to finish the season, like 63% since, over the last 20-something years. Only 8 teams had went 0-7, and they'd cover 63% of the time past that. Dallas.
Okay, I guess it's back to me. I lost you there for a second, but I heard most of it there, Tony. This is why I think the line moved. Number one, Andy Dalton's expected to play here today, so that's going to make the line move. But number two, you got Cousins who got the monkey off his back with the Monday night win, and you're supposed to bet against the team that wins the big Monday night game, and then hammer against them the following week, if they win. And that fits into that scenario as well. Just my opinion here today. Doesn't matter what all the angles and numbers are. I'm kind of in the tunnel vision, blocking it all out because I really am. Because Minnesota is the hottest team in football right now.
Yeah, they passed the eye test, Lou. Yeah, they look great right now. No doubt. They look great.
They turned that corner with Green Bay. It is a spot for them to be flat if they were doing well. They need the win. They need to show up and they need to roll. They need to steamroll this team. I believe it's a blowout. I think it's the biggest blowout on the board today. We'll see.
Okay.
Baby.
One of us will be right. One of us will be correct.
Oh, yes, one of us will be right. All right, so that being said, let's hit another exciting game here today. And now we got the Chiefs are at the Raiders. The Chiefs, Vegas hangover, I don't know, or the Vegas flu. I don't know if they're that kind of team. But they have this is big revenge, big revenge, but this is also big for them Raiders. They win this game. Wow. They really got a chance to snag that whole division. Now we're getting 7.5 points or more. History will tell you the Chiefs are the play, the trends and all that. But Derek Carr's been flying under. What happens here today? Can't fly under the radar today because you are on target. You are the target today. So the total's 57, a high number for these two teams, but it went over pretty good last time. So Tony, let me hear your thoughts on the game.
Well, Lou, this is my Sunday NFL Week 11 bookie buster. You can head on over to the site, scoop this one up. This is my best bet of the day in the NFL. It's $49. Feel pretty good. NFL 4 consecutive winners with my best bet plays. Swept 3-0 last week and got the winner Thursday night. Was it? Oh my goodness, I forgot who won Thursday night, but I had that one coming into Sunday. Yes, had that one. So it's trying to get the 5th straight NFL best bet today with this play. Feel good about it. It is my bookie buster.
All right. Well, you picked a pretty exciting game for the bookie buster. So I do have some kind of small opinions on the game, but I'm going to reserve it for myself because we need to get these players out there and show you a little love. You've been providing a lot of winners, and you got a nice bookie buster today. Take advantage of it, guys. Tony's Gulledge, bookie buster play, Chiefs and the Raiders. All right, next game on our schedule is going to feature another surging team, the Miami Dolphins. Boy, they're getting some love. That game opened up at a pick 'em, went up to 3.5. And I tell you, I loved it too. Bet it early. Worried now that it's at 3.5 though. So I don't think I could recommend the bet at 3.5. Now I'm worried because it's on that proverbial 3.5 against the Broncos, who haven't been doing much to impress much. Don't impress anybody much. So Dolphins, they're going to cover that 3.5 today, Tony?
Handicapping wise, this is a bad spot for Miami. 5 straight wins. They come on the road. Now they're laying more than 3.5. Broncos, they can give you a solid defensive effort, and you're still waiting for Tua to lay that egg. I haven't quite seen him. He didn't have a great game, that first one, but he didn't give the game away. He didn't make tragic mistakes. He's actually had a couple decent efforts. I got a feeling this is a tough spot, mile high altitude to contend with. A lot of things he hasn't ever seen before. Tricky spot handicapping wise too. I like Denver here to sneak in and get themselves. I'm going to hesitate to say take the win, but certainly with 3.5 points, I think Denver is the side to play.
Figure out a way to put them on a money line, probably, I would think. But you know what? I don't know. It is a tough call. I liked it, and now I feel like I got sucked in, to be honest with you. I got the feeling.
That's a tough spot with the 5 straight wins. You figure at some point, this is the Dolphins. They're not going to. So what I like to do is find the spots where they're most likely to lose, and a road game in the Mountain Time Zone seems like a reasonable spot to spit one up. And I think it's a tricky spot here for Miami to go into Denver and get a win.
Yeah, I already got a ticket, so I'm kind of on it. So I could be buying some back to go grab a middle, and I may do that if because I got to be honest with you, I loved it early, but I got it's one of those vibe things. Just got that feeling that it's just bad vibe. What else can I tell you? The weather for the game.
I get those feelings, Lou. I get those kind of vibe feelings you're talking about. And that's kind of what I'm looking for when I go through the card, make it. If I feel those vibes, I'm looking for reasons not to bet on teams. I really am. I'm going through here, and those kind of vibes immediately get me away from certain time. So it's not always about winning. A lot of times it's about avoiding bad losses, stepping in that same pile of poo over and over. And over time you learn. He's like, that smells like that pile of poo I stepped in a couple weeks ago. I'm going to go to the other side of the street and miss it this time. You might miss a few winners over the course of time doing that, but you certainly will avoid a lot of stinging losses. And this just has that smell. I could be completely wrong. Miami might go in here and win by 3 touchdowns. Who knows? But my gut and experience tells me the bells are ringing with this game,
Yeah.
Lou. They really are.
Yes, and that gut, let me tell you something. You carry it around with you no matter where you go all day long. And as soon as you're hungry for something, you feed it. You know where I'm going? If you're hungry for a winner.
Yeah, it's like once that gut gets hungry, is from your brain, maybe the experience, that's your brain triggering some body reaction. Your brain's going, we've seen this, and your body does react. That's that gut, that butterflies in the stomach kind of feeling. So yeah, don't ignore it. Yeah, use it.
No,
learn how to harness
it. You got to learn how to accept it and embrace it, because
that's right.
That gut. What happens is, as soon as you see something, your mind, if you have all these games in your mind, it just comes to you as soon as you see it, and you got a gut on it. Oh my God, I've seen this movie before, and this is going to happen. So you got to believe in that gut, because the gut is what gets you there. You got to have a little faith in yourself, first of all, because if you don't, you got scared money. Scared money don't win. Scared money don't win. I heard a guy had every excuse in the world yesterday to save this $100 bill. And he's afraid to every game, he was afraid to bet. The fuck are you doing? If you're afraid to bet, sit back and watch the games. That's all. Because some
people don't have the mentality to gamble. Some people are too uptight, too anxious, too edgy. If they put $100 on a game and they get a bad beat, they lose their mind. I tell them, stress kills, man. You probably should just not, enjoy the game. Don't put money on it, dude. This isn't made for you. I can see you dying at the age of 40 if you keep gambling. Some people aren't made to do it.
If you're afraid to bet it, you're betting too much. It's as simple as that.
There you go.
It's as simple as that. Why
consider it like entertainment with a chance to get a return of money?
Yeah,
case, Phil, if you lose it, it's entertainment, but it's entertainment that can actually pay you. You can't go. You're not going to go to the movies and get a free $20 bill, but in gambling, you can make a bet. That same $20, and hey, you get that 20 and 20 more. Good entertainment for if you view it that way.
If the $100 makes the difference, don't gamble. Don't. It's as simple as that. Or guess what? If the $100 is where it's at, get in there and play these 25-cent round robins and all these games. There's ways to make money cheaply, but don't try to turn the $100 bill into $5,000.
You see
don't
that
expect somebody to do that for you. You may happen once in your life, twice in your life.
Yeah, I see a handicapper selling that. I can turn 100 into. I think they actually say 10,000 or whatever.
Oh,
flipping it like.
But you want to know something? There's a lot of stupid people in this world.
They are.
That's all I can tell you.
Gullible.
Yes, the $100 can turn into $5,000 for anybody and everybody if you play long enough, and you'll have that streak. It'll happen. But to expect somebody to turn $100 into $5,000, my goodness.
Am I Rumpelstiltskin, dude? How the hell am I supposed to do that? And that sounds a little too tough to ask of anybody, actually.
Yes. Yeah. The first thing is be realistic. So trust your gut. Again, trust your gut. Be realistic. And if you are, you'll survive, because this is a marathon. as long as they don't shut us down with the games again. Because as long as they sing that national anthem, we got to go to work. So hopefully they'll continue that national anthem. So we'll see where the hell we're at there. All right, let's not get on a negative subject on the way to making some money here today. Tony, most interesting play of the day. I know you gave out some winners. Feel free to dupe it out if that's on your head right now.
Yeah, I think I probably will just dupe it out. I'm looking for my good one. Let's make it that Cincinnati game, Lou. I really do like that one. And like I say, it mirrors a situation they've already been in earlier this year. They've only been blown out 2 games where they had no chance of winning. The first was Baltimore. They came right back, got a tie, covered the spread at Philadelphia. Last week, blown out, no chance to win at Pittsburgh. This week at the football team. It's a team that can beat. It's a team that can outscore. Most interesting play, and I think it's going to be a solid winner for everybody, the Cincinnati Bengals against the football team.
All right, the Cincinnati Bengals against the football team. I'll tell you what, this is what I'm going to do for my most interesting play. This is a pay service pick. So this is what I am charging people for today. It's one of them. Okay, if you look on the website, I am offering 6 plays for $29. 6 plays here today for $29. $5 a pick. And I'm going to give you a free one of those right now. So you're going to get 5 more for $30, $6 a pick. Show a little love, guys, because you're going to win here today. I got this ticket down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my Ruby 14 NFL 7-point teaser. I already played the Browns plus 4.5, the Patriots plus 5.5, the Patriots and Texans under the 56, and the Chargers -3. So good. You got 5 teams, guys. Sorry, I thought I had 4 there. 5-team teaser. All right, Browns, Patriots, the Patriots under, Chiefs and Raiders over, and the Chargers -3. That is a pay pick. Get the other 5 pay picks for $29. All you got to do is step out to BettorCenter.com. And Chip Chirimbes, he's got some nice winners out there for you today at excellent prices. So does Ross Benjamin and Tony Gulledge. So, guys, we did some homework for you. If you're looking to cash in, this is the place to cash in. You see it. You're watching it every day. Okay? So let's continue to keep the winners going. Keep that good vibe going. And for Tony Gulledge, I'd like to thank you for joining us again here today. We will be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific time, with some more BettorCenter Live.